Bruschetta or
Yes.
bruschetta?
Bruschetta.
Yes.
Hey, think about it. Zucchini or zucchini?
Right. And our
It's a
owner,
CH.
he would say, you don't say you're going to shul, you're going to school.
Right. It's bruschetta.
With a th.
Yeah. Bruschetta, zucchini. Yes.
All right.
Lasagna, gnocchi, all of those. But it's bruschetta.
Today's episode is brought to you by MMG Wealth Management. Now let's get on to the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Going Rogue 2.0, where we are celebrating possibilities. And we are doing that today in a big way with our guest, Jenna Arcidiacono.
Pretty close.
Did I nail it? Pretty close. Okay, I was a good student of it.
Yeah.
So you probably had that mangled more than one way over the years.
No one said it right, I don't think. Yeah.
You and your husband?
Yeah, no, he says it right, but I don't think there's anyone that's ever introduced me and said it properly. So don't feel bad.
Okay. All right. Well, can I stick to Chef Jenna?
Yes, a lot of people just say that, so it's just fine. That works.
I wanted to nail it, but so Jenna, I am excited because I look at you as a woman who goes rogue
all the time.
Yeah,
I'm the wild hair.
From top to bottom,
Yes.
and everywhere that you go and touch, I think that you leave an imprint, and definitely a positive one.
And glitter, I've been there. There's glitter everywhere when I enter the room. So.
That's awesome. We need more glitter in our
We
lives.
do. I noticed you have really pretty glitter on your eyes.
Yes.
I love that.
Thanks. I try to jam it up a little bit for camera.
I love that.
Well, as far as you're going rogue, you've gone rogue. What ways do you think are some of the most rogue you've gone in your life?
I just feel like not a lot of people are brave enough to be their authentic selves anymore. And I'm trying to be out here reminding you it's okay to be different in the way you dress, in the way you act, in the way you live your life. It's okay if you're not just like everyone else. And I think people know that's how I live my life. I mean, I have a hot pink car and hot pink hair, and people... it's a brand too, though. I mean, you know what I mean? People recognize me, which is great because of all of those things. But I also think it's a reminder it's okay to be quirky, and it's okay to be weird, and it's okay to go rogue.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
How would it feel to know that your money and values were in alignment, that you were able to live your ideal lifestyle and bless others? MMG Wealth Management is your advocate for living and leaving a legacy. Visit mmg-wealth.com to schedule your complimentary welcome call today.
When did you start realizing that, hey, I'm gonna do things my way? I'm not gonna stay status quo.
Even when I was in elementary school and middle school, I was doing I would watch. I don't know if you remember Punky Brewster and Blossom. They always had a really cool fashion. I remember I want a tie skirt like Blossom has, so I would just make one, or I would, try to. I just love being artsy and different. I went to art school. A lot of people don't know that. They assume I went to culinary school, but I have a degree in art. And so even my house is very colorful, lots of local artists on my walls, because I think it's so important to support that as well. Local artists really can use people to support them. And I always, every year on my birthday, I buy a piece of art for myself. So I have a new piece of art on my wall every year.
That's wonderful.
I love doing that too.
Is it in a theme or just whatever strikes you at the moment?
It's whatever I love on my birthday. It's I'll see something and I'll be like, yep, that's my birthday gift to myself. And there's a local artist named Chemo. He is who I buy a lot of my art from, and it's Keemo. And it's hard because I'm like, why did you choose that name? It sounds like chemotherapy. I'm like, people, whenever I say chemo, they're like, what are you talking about? But that's because we shorten chemotherapy over time to be chemo. But he's Keemo, so I always have to make sure people know. But he's out of Grand Rapids, and he is very whimsical, fun, artsy, mix between Picasso, very abstract. And then he does a lot of other work. So I encourage you to look him up because he's amazing.
I am going to look him up. I always like inspiring art.
Yeah, he's amazing. And he comes out on his socials with pieces, and he's like, this is up for grabs. And one came up around my birthday. So I was like, it must be my birthday one. So yeah, I love a couple of local artists a lot. I have a wall of him mixed with another artist that I love, and I'm going to talk my hands and hit this microphone all the time. It's my Italian in me. I'm going to have to be like up like this.
That's part of the
I know. I'm
fun.
like,
Good. Okay, so you're going rogue with that and buying your own present. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's we need to do that. Treat ourselves.
Treat yourself. Absolutely. I think no one knows you as much as you do. So treat yourself once in a while to something you love.
Yeah.
I'm really big on that. Like if you're having a day, go get a snack that you love. I'm a big fan of soft serve ice cream, even in the winter. So I will be like, I don't care if it's cold. I'm going to get some soft serve. That's what I want today.
That's right. Well, we all drink coffee in the summer. So
right.
Why can't we have ice cream in the winter?
Exactly. But yeah, but like also, like I said, my house is not tan on the inside. It is, every wall is a different color, and it's a fun place to live and happy place to wake up to.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It absolutely does. When I was buying my all three houses, I had to have a house that was going to have afternoon light coming in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have that darkness or have to turn on lights during the middle of the day.
Right.
And the energy and the vibrancy of that sunlight is just like the art.
Exactly. It just makes you feel better.
Yeah. And it's nature's art.
Yeah. Especially in times like this where it's dark. You have to have a little bit of that sunlight coming in into your whatever part of your house you hang out in. You know what I mean?
Yep. For sure. So you said you went to Michigan State. Oh, I looked you up. You went to Michigan State. I didn't know it was in art.
Yes.
Bridge the gap between how you got to Michigan State and art, and then how did you make that transition into everything that you're doing now, chef extraordinaire, restaurateur, etc.?
So I grew up in Kentwood. I went to school all my life there. Then I had a tennis scholarship at CC, so I went there 2 years for free, which was awesome. Then I moved to Michigan State, and I was studying art there. I have my Bachelor of Fine Arts in oil painting with a minor in art history. So all the time that I was working or going to school, I was working at restaurants. So then when I was in Kentwood, I worked at a hot dog, chili dog, root beer float joint. And I worked there for 4 years. I was a manager almost immediately. And then when I moved away and went to Michigan State, I worked at a place called Hearthstone, and it was a vegetarian restaurant, but the owner closed and tried to pay us in hummus, which didn't work very well because I can't buy books with hummus. Then I moved down the street to a place called Charlie Kang's, and they're still there. And awesomely enough, my daughters Joy just graduated from Michigan State, and my other daughter, Jada, is there right now. And so they have the history of going there because we would go to Michigan State when I was craving Charlie Kang's when they were young. And now they go there or they order takeout and it's the same family.
Oh, that's
and it's
so awesome.
So cool.
Generational.
Yeah. It's so wild that like I worked there and my kids go there, and they could have worked there too. I'm like, my kids could be working where I worked. But anyways, it's just like a cool history. And then after Michigan State, I moved to San Francisco. And I worked in restaurants there, and I worked in Little Italy. It's called North Beach, and it's right in the middle of San Francisco. And that's where I met my husband, who was just on vacation from Milan. And then he took me on a whirlwind trip to Italy, and then we ended up living there for 3 years. And then we ended up moving to Grand Rapids and live in Rockford for 23 years. We've been in the same house. So it's been a wild ride, but a very cool one. And we opened Amore 16 years ago when the girls were 3 and 5.
And you guys, this is impressive because most restaurants don't survive the first 5 years, let alone 15.
Yeah, I know. And COVID.
Yeah, and COVID. And let's talk about that because that is one of the things that really stuck out in my mind when you talked at Tony's Mind Capture Boot Camp this past November, what you did, how you innovated, and how you went rogue. So I'll just let you tell in your words what I want, the inspiration and what you did and how that's continuing to impact the community.
Yeah. So during COVID, we were watching Italy shut down, and we knew we were probably going to be next. And so they had all the restaurants close and lots of other businesses as well. And we were like, either we shut completely down or we make this into a drive-thru. And we did. So we stayed up all night trying to figure out how to turn a fine dining restaurant into a drive-thru. And we were lucky enough because we have a huge parking lot that we could make that happen. So we were learning every day how we were going to make it work the best. And we also learned that food was people's joy. That's what they looked forward to during COVID because they were, staying home, and it started to get wild after a little bit, being home all the time. So food was what brought joy. So we made new menus every day. I have all my handwritten menus still I would just, right before we left the night before, I would write a handwritten menu of what we were going to have the next day. And we made a price point good so people could afford it. And then Mother's Day came around and we had so many orders, I think over 500 half pans of lasagna on Mother's Day. So we had to rent a refrigerated truck. And it was just crazy. And COVID might have been our best sales year ever, just because we pivoted and a lot of people chose to close, or we didn't want to let our families down, meaning our workers, because they are a family, So we wanted to make sure they were still going to be able to pay their bills and get along and have food every day, and we could make sure that was happening for them. And so out of that also grew my nonprofit Food Hugs. Because we realized that a lot of people were struggling and not getting good food. So we started bringing food to frontline workers, whoever they may be, ambulance drivers, nurses, doctors, veterans. My goal was to feed anyone that needed it. So we were going everywhere all the time and just bringing free food to bring them joy. And that's why Food Hugs is called what it is, because it literally feels like a hug with food. And we've continued doing that. Yesterday, we delivered 15 Food Hugs. And that is an insulated bag with a half pan of lasagna, salad, bread, dessert, candy, a blanket, and a bouquet of flowers. So we did that for 15 different families yesterday. And we have volunteers who come and deliver them. And I get messages then throughout the night or the next day from people who have gotten one and are so surprised and haven't heard of us before, or maybe they have heard of us and they never thought they would, be in need. So
how do they get in your radar to become a recipient?
They get nominated. Okay. So we have a little nominate button on our foodhugs.org, or they get through me on my page or the Food Hugs page. And they get nominated or nominate themselves sometimes if they really need it. Sometimes we're sending groceries to people that just don't have transportation or money. So we'll just ship right to their house, ask for a list of groceries, and we'll make it happen so they can have some food on their table when, they're struggling. It could be for health reasons. It could be really any reason to need a little bit of extra help.
And this is why I appreciate you, because you could have just been heads down working on the restaurant, thinking about that. Instead you went others focused. Your family of restaurant employees and your team, and then others in the community.
Yeah.
And I think that's so special that we can take inspiration from others around us and hearing these kinds of stories, because somebody might have an idea.
Yeah.
But maybe their inner self-talk is keeping them from taking action.
Sure.
Or you share an idea with somebody who's not as forward thinking or out of the box thinking, and they might try to squash that. And we can take lessons from that.
You can do anything you want. And I got my initial idea from TikTok. There was a woman in Tennessee crowdfunding for servers and then tipping them whatever she crowdfunded. And they all were people with stories. So because I'm in the industry, I think a lot of servers, sometimes they get stiffed or sometimes something bad happens in their life. And so we have done $72,000 tips since we started at local restaurants, local servers that were in need. So we'll show up, we'll eat lunch, and then we'll give them $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. And one of our Tip Back Thursdays went super viral. And it's like I think 9 million views right now.
What?
And it was in Holland, actually. Yeah. So
What was the thing that made that one stand out?
I think her reaction is what made it stand out, and her gracious and grateful like reaction. And she was just, you could tell she was so exhausted, and she had just got stiffed by a table that was there like right beforehand too. So she was like crying, and you can tell like she was like in the back crying. So when she came out, I think people recognized that she needed that, you know? So it's a beautiful moment to just be able to show up and make someone's day, whether it's with food or money. We've gotten cars for people, you know, single moms who their car stopped working and they didn't have any funds to get anywhere. And if you can't get to work, you can't make money. So, you know, there's a lot of catch-22s in this life, and sometimes you just need someone to step up for you and give you a hand.
Yep.
And
I know that's part of what drives me is I was given an opportunity in work environments. One was a restaurant, actually. And so now I just always try to pay it forward and be that person who can maybe be the key to unlock the door for someone else, or be the catalyst to start that chain reaction of possibility and good things that can come.
Yeah. And we've had nights at the restaurant where someone will decide to pay for a table, and then that table will pay for another table. And at the end of the night, you know, someone has paid forward to the whole room, and it's beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So like literally every table.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's really, really fun. But, you know, it's just bringing joy can just mean writing a really nice little note on someone's, you know, paper, their receipt, saying, you know, you really did a good job tonight. If you can't leave money, you can leave a compliment.
Right. And you must have an excellent crew. I had the pleasure of having Kim be at the server for my group when we were in.
She's so fun.
She's fun, and I imagine that everybody has a great personality and work ethic. You can't always train that. It's kind of
you
them.
have to. Yeah, you kind of have to be already like have the personality for it.
So, are you like? Do you have? How do you train your people? What are they like?
Usually they come to us and they already have been somewhere working. And so we know that they're already good at what they do. And then we just train them how we want them to be at Amore, you know, and my husband is really good at training them on service and wine recommendations and cocktail recommendations and all of those things. So it's a tag team with my husband as well, because he's really good at and very specific too.
There's a way to do things.
There is. He's the bad cop and I'm the good cop. So.
Okay, so there's standards and there's fun, and the two meet in the middle for an excellent experience.
Exactly.
What? So you had mentioned before we started recording that you've been on the go this week. It's been a whirlwind week. Yes. So was there anything that stood out that we should know about that we can?
Well, it was all women related, right?
Okay.
So. Yesterday was a group of Michigan Women Forward, and I did a cooking demo. And then I had this new idea of a strolling cannoli. It's like a whole thing that I put it on my body and walk around and make cannoli for people. So I was showing the women my new idea, and we had a little meet and greet and a chat with Shelley Irwin and a couple other women. And so it's very uplifting when I'm with other women that are doing awesome things. It just makes you want to keep going and do more. And then tomorrow night I'm doing, I'm calling bingo for Redeem Mobile, which is another nonprofit who helps women who are coming out of incarcerations or domestic violence get back on their feet, get a new wardrobe, get interviews, and start to feel good again. So I also love partnering with other female-owned nonprofits a lot. And next week with Vani, we're doing a widow's dinner at Amore. This is our 5th or 6th annual. It's Valentine's week. Widows are very lonely. They see everyone else kind of celebrating. And since Vani was a widow, she remembers how hurtful that was. And so we have paired up and had a widow's dinner at Amore every year just to bring comfort and have widows and widowers meet each other and know they're not alone.
Yeah.
Which is really a beautiful night too. So we've got a lot of cool things coming up.
That is very cool. And you just had your 3rd annual
Pink Party.
Tell us about that.
So every year we have our big fundraiser in January, and it's a theme. And this year was heroes and villains. And so I couldn't decide what I wanted to be. So I was half and half Glinda and half Alphaba. And it was really fun. If you look back at the photos, we had a great time. And it's our annual fundraiser for Food Hugs. So it's our chance to raise like our money for the year so we can continue to bless other people.
That's really great.
Yeah. And it's a fun time.
I can't imagine anybody would be bored at an event with you going.
That's true. That's true.
At the
You're
helm
right.
there.
Yeah.
Speaking of the helm, so who runs the restaurant when you're not there?
Oh gosh, I have a great team of people that have been working there. We don't have much turnover, so they show up, they know what to do. They're like a symphony backstage and in the front of the house. But I'm going right after this. I'm going to work. Yeah. So, but we have an awesome team, and if I'm not there, my husband Maurizio's there. So one of us is always there. Okay. And that's what makes it a little bit of a different place, because sometimes the owners step back and are never there.
They're too far removed.
Yeah, we're there, and the staff knows we're going to be there. So it's kind of like when the cat's away, the mice will play. The cat's never away. So they never get time to do anything wild as much as they probably would like to. But no, we have a really, really cool staff. You know, a lot of people think of kitchen staffs as being like hardcore, like tattoos and like come in like hungover. All of our staff are nerds. They like go home and play video games and like talk about Harry Potter, and then they come back to work the next day and
they can make it back to work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. And some of them are parents, right? So they have to go home and put their kids to bed and do their regular schedule. You know, there's not anyone on our team that's like, I'm worried they're coming in hungover, because they're just too busy. And it's funny because most of the other places I worked, everyone's partying all night, and it's like, oh, who's going to come in late or who's going to call in? But
I worked at a place once where if you came in hungover, they gave you a shot of tequila.
And said, get on your way. Little hair of the dog.
Yeah. I witnessed it. I was not the recipient of the shots.
Good. That's funny.
If I was, I must have kept it on the down low. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have to partake in that. So I'm curious, just having worked in a restaurant and then transitioning to, a daytime job over the last several decades. What's it like at home? Do you guys have a dinner time on your nights that you're not at the restaurant?
No, every night after work, we just eat dinner later. I'll find myself cooking dinner at midnight, because once we get home, it's 10:30, 11. Yep. And I'm like, what do you want for dinner? And that's our schedule, right? We're just on a different schedule than most humans.
Okay. So
and a lot of people are like, when do you sleep? I'm like, well, you're awake when I'm sleeping. So you think maybe I'm awake, but I'm actually sleeping at that time. But yeah, like we eat at midnight. I go to bed at 3 or 4 in the morning. So I wake up at noon or 1. And so I think I even told you, I'm like, please don't make me get up early.
You don't want the 8:30 slot.
No, only because I want to respect my time too, right? And I need my sleep. And I think women say yes to a lot of things, even when they should say no. And so I'm like learning to say no, or just saying, hey, can we schedule it, in the afternoon, so I'm awake and ready to go.
That's great leadership. And I think that's something that we can all take a lesson in, is just respecting who we are, what we need. And doesn't mean we're not saying never.
No.
It's just not at that time. And let's be flexible. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. And I always explain why. I'm like, I know you don't, because you're not in my industry, you don't understand that my schedule's very different. I wake up at noon or 1 or 2. I go to work at 3 or 4. I don't get home till 10 or 11, and I eat dinner at midnight. So my schedule is a little bit different, and that's why I have to say no to things in the morning sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't want to see me. Like, I have CPAP marks. I probably still have them on right now. But yeah, so it just takes me time to get moving and get going. And so I have to learn to adjust my schedule based on my schedule. And I don't think that's unfair.
Yeah. Well, speaking of adjusting, I have a debate going with several people about the correct pronunciation of a word.
Okay.
So when I worked in an Italian restaurant, I was told it was one way, but
Uh-oh.
by and large around here, I hear it another way. So
I'm going to tell you, girl.
solve the
and I'm going to
mystery.
be.
Do you know what it is?
No, but I'm going to tell
Okay.
you what it's the correct, whatever it is, I'm going to tell you the correct.
Bruschetta
Yes.
or bruschetta?
Bruschetta.
Yes.
Hey, think about it. Zucchini or zucchini?
Right. And our
It's a
owner,
CH.
he would say, you don't say you're going to shul, you're going to school.
Right. It's bruschetta.
With a th.
Yeah. Bruschetta, zucchini. Yes.
All right.
Lasagna, gnocchi, all of those. But it's bruschetta.
And speaking of lasagna, so when I was in back there in November, I had the lasagna. That is a masterpiece.
Thank you. It's a big seller.
Oh
for
my
sure,
gosh.
For sure.
I didn't know the lasagna sheets could be that thin.
Oh, yeah.
And there's layers and layers of them.
Lots of them.
How many layers are there?
Well, about 11.
It's intense.
Yeah.
And I have these friends. They're a couple that used to go to my gym. And they were he was talking about taking his wife out for dinner one night, and he said he's taking her to Amore. This was early fall, late summer, something like that. And I was like, oh yeah. And so when I came there, that's what I got.
Yeah.
And so now we text each other pictures when we're eating lasagna, and they travel all around the world. So whenever they're having lasagna, they always take a picture, and they're like, yeah, not as good.
Aw,
So-
I love that. Tell them I said thank you.
I will.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
We sell a lot of lasagna, and that's the thing we also put with our food hugs, because what's better than like a warm lasagna when you're not feeling well?
Right.
So it's a perfect food hug.
Yeah. So, word of the year, I chose bold this year.
Oh, fun.
So, in any way, shape, and form that I can be bold and that gets me out of my mold. Curious if you have a word of the year and how you arrived at it, or if you had to choose one on the fly, what it would be.
Oh, gosh. I think generous. Generous would be my word. I think people need to learn how to be more generous in their life, whether it's with compliments or supporting a nonprofit or a business that they love or a person that they just want to build up. Whether it doesn't have to be monetary either. It can just be spending time with them, which I think is also one of my love languages. Showing up and spending time with people is really important the older I get. And I think we're so fixated on our phones all the time that we forget to stop and just spend time with people that we love. And so generosity of your time, generosity of your kindness, I think that's just a big word and an important word right now.
And you can do it in so many ways.
You can.
Yeah.
It really doesn't cost a thing. Just being nice. Being nice is really important right now too.
I was at my chiropractor's office, and they had a sign up about you need to be nice to our staff, and I'm like,
Oh, I've seen those everywhere.
wait, do people
Are
actually
people
come in?
mean?
Yeah, like
They
I don't-
must be.
I don't want to be there when it happens. I know that,
Right.
and I feel bad for them that they have to actually put up a sign that
I've
they're
seen those
receiving.
signs everywhere lately, and it's so unfortunate. All the more reason to be kind.
Yeah,
And it literally costs nothing to just tell someone they look nice, or be kind to them if they're in a service position. It's
I
not
think
that
everybody
hard.
should work in a restaurant.
For a year, yes. It should be mandatory.
Prerequisite before you.
It should be mandatory. I always say that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. But bold is funny because Kim, the server, has a tattoo right here that says bold.
She does.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Isn't that funny?
Wow.
That you chose bold, and that's why literally she has a
Oh my
face tattoo
gosh.
that says it right there.
Awesome.
I'll send it to
I
you
knew
later.
I connected with her.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you didn't notice it.
No, well, and I was like way up against the wall, so
Maybe you just didn't see
and
it.
I need glasses for my distance.
I hear that. I hear that.
I'm of that age.
Same. I know. I get it.
Yeah, so you've got your you have endeavors in multiple areas between the restaurant and food hugs and travel.
Yes.
And our audience loves to travel. So talk to us about how that got started, what you're doing. I see they're sold out for
Yes.
this upcoming year. So tell us all about it.
Awesome. I work with a company called Onward Travel. They're two sisters. And I met them. She used to have a food truck here called the Silver Spork. And then she got married, moved to the upstate New York, and started this company called Onward Travel. and then they, on their maiden voyage, they wanted to team up with someone, so they teamed up with me, and it was 11 years ago now. We've done 2 trips a year for 11 years, and I get to go to Italy and show people around, and it's an upscale tour. I always like to tell people, like, it's a bougie tour. It's only 14 people, so we're doing a lot of really awesome things. Like, one of my favorite memories, there's 2. Truffle hunting is one.
Ooh.
And the other one is being there for the harvest of olives, pressing the olives and eating the olive oil immediately after.
Oh my gosh.
And there was this,
my mouth is watering.
I know, there was this like nonna, 90 years old, in the corner toasting bread for us on this open fire so we could dip it in the olive oil. And it was just like out of a movie, right?
Surreal, right?
Yeah. I'm like, is this real life? So then you're spoiled for life for olive oil. You're like, nothing's ever going to taste that good. But
So you're Italian olive oil, not
Yeah.
Spanish olive oil?
Well, I mean, I have to be. I have to be. Team Italy. But yeah, so I get to go to Italy twice a year and take groups of people, and they're always so much fun. And everyone's like, how do we figure it out? I'm like, whoever signs up gets to go.
Just first come, first serve.
Yep. And sometimes we do a lottery, so it's like Taylor Swift tickets. Like, you have to be on at noon, and they're sold at 12:01. Like, because there's 14
Yeah.
people isn't that many.
Yeah, and you've got a following, so
Yeah.
people know about this.
So I always suggest go to onwardtravel.co/amore. It's not .com, it's .co. And you can look at our trips past and see what we do. And then you can sign up for the mailing list so you can get on right when we're selling them. And I don't know where we're going next year, but we just booked, they just like messaged me this morning to book our flights for the April trip. So we're going to Amalfi Coast, which is amazing. And I've gone so many times that I have friends there now. So I know where I want to go and eat. And we always like make our rounds. And my friend Biagio is actually coming to make cheese. He has a cheese store in Ravello, which is Amalfi Coast. And he comes every February to do mozzarella classes. So at Amore.
At Amore.
Mm-hmm.
And do you sign up for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
in
next,
February.
It's next week.
Okay. All
So
right.
you can come.
That'll be fun.
And it's really fun, and it's just like, it's magical to go to Italy. And I always ask him, I'm like, do you even know like how lucky you are to wake up and see this every day? Because I think they probably get used to it. But then when we visit, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like heaven here. And then we're going to Tuscany in the fall, and I'm hoping to do our little olive oil thing again. And we rent the most beautiful villa. You feel like you're in a movie. And we get the whole villa for the week. It's wild. And we take day trips to vineyards and cooking classes and you name it, we do it. It's magic every single trip.
And who decides where the next destination is? Do you
we
give
just talk,
input or?
Yeah, we talk about it, and they're like, where do you want to go next? So I'm really hoping we go to Puglia again and Sicily. I really love Sicily. But they just got hit by a tsunami or like something bad happened down there. So I was really worried about them last week when I saw. But I love everywhere. No matter where we go, I'm thrilled.
You're going to make it fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And it's funny, people don't know that I speak Italian until I get to Italy, and they're like, and someone even last week was like, hey, can your husband help this woman who needs a little bit of help? And I'm like, what do you need from him? Well, to speak Italian. I go, I'm fluent too. And they're like, what? So she came and talked to me, and I think she probably would feel more comfortable with me anyway. So, but it was funny. I'm like, I speak Italian, y'all, but they don't know that because they never hear me do it. I mean, we speak it at home, so our kids can continue to speak it. And our youngest daughter is on the Italian national lacrosse team, so she went over after Christmas for training camp. So she needs to keep her Italian up too. Yeah,
for sure. I think that's so important. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I'm not around people to have enough conversational
Come to
Spanish,
the restaurant.
I can do Italian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have a lot of Spanish speaking people too. So
okay.
we speak a lot of Spanish at the restaurant too.
All right. Do you speak Spanish?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
So how many languages do you speak?
Well, English, Italian, and Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I get by. in Spanish. But
well,
I'm
and that's the
fluent in
nice thing.
Italian.
Like between French and Spanish and Italian, there's enough similarities where you can see some patterns, right?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like if you want to start learning a language, just start.
Yeah, you just go for it.
Yeah.
And you know, immerse yourself somewhere. Go stay somewhere for a month, and you're gonna learn it. I mean, that's how I learned. I lived there for 3 years, but it took me about 9 months to feel comfortable speaking it. So that's a long time.
And you probably had comprehension before you had the ability to listen, speak, or think, and then respond.
Yeah, it took time.
Yeah. I was in Peru in May, and I was able to listen to conversations around me. And I asked our guide, I'm like, were you guys talking about dessert? He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, I got it.
I understood something. I know. It's so great when it clicks and you're like, oh my gosh, I understood it.
Yeah.
That's really awesome when that happens. When you finally, you're like, I just got what they said. It's really fun.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's awesome.
There's a gal who owns a boutique here across the street. And she's
I know
from
her.
Spain. You know, Rocío?
Yes.
I can't roll my R's, but yeah. So I said something to her in Spanish, and then she responded, and then she gave me this whole dissertation, and it was like, oh, I know what you're saying. That I can look around the store, and that if I need any help, that you'll help me with the ropa. It was awesome. Yeah. It was a good experience.
It's good. You just, every time you see her, just speak some Spanish with her.
Yeah.
It'll stick.
It will. Well, what I would like to have stick with our listeners is that, Jenna, you are here for more than just being a podcast guest today. I'm going to surprise you.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you know the history, but with my book, Going Rogue, every year I pick a nonprofit to donate the proceeds.
Really?
And for 2026, the proceeds are going to go to Food Hugs.
No way. Yeah. That's so awesome.
So I wanted to be able to surprise you and make that announcement.
So cool.
And so if you buy the audiobook, the ebook, or the print book, all of the proceeds go to a nonprofit. And this year it's Jenna's Food Hugs.
Yay! That's so cool. Yeah. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Women supporting women. I love it. It's so great.
Yeah, so I remember when Tony did his event at the downtown Grand Rapids movie theater place. I forget what that's called, but that was the first time I became aware of you and what you did. And so I was just thinking after Mind Capture Boot Camp this year, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yay,
Jenna.
Thanks for choosing a good old Food Hugs.
Yes.
We were very busy behind the scenes doing lots of cool things. So I'm
really
so
good.
grateful that you thought of us.
Yeah.
And every donation helps.
That's right. No matter what, right?
Yeah, everything.
And people want to get involved. They have volunteer opportunities. It's not just making a donation. You can support it by attending your events.
Yes. There's so many things we do. You can just follow us, or you can go to foodhugs.org. There's a donate button, but there's also a volunteer button and a nominate button. So you can do all of those things just right on the foodhugs.org, but you can also find us on socials. You know, I think I'm on Facebook more than anything, but my Facebook posts go to my Instagram as well. So you can keep up with us. We're always doing silly things. My new thing I really want to do this year is a pickle fest for Food Hugs in the Amore parking lot in like the spring.
And so like a sampling of all different
everything pickle. Just anything pickle. And there's a lot more than you think. So I don't know. We're working on it at the next meeting. We're going to be like, how can we make this happen? It'll be fun.
If you have ideas, she's collecting.
Shoot them to me. Yeah, they can be actual pickles. They can be pickle-themed cups or shirts or hats or you name it. It could be any pickle, anything, pickle pizza, pickle pasta, pickle soup, all of the things.
Pickle shots.
Pickle shots, picklebacks.
Pickleback.
Yeah, we love a pickleback. So anything. That's just kind of like where my mind goes when I'm like trying to sleep. I'm like, oh, we should do a pickle fest.
That's awesome.
Why not? You know.
So if you want more inspiration, you want to follow up on any of the exciting things that Jenna has cooking, literally or figuratively, check the show notes because we'll have links to all of her stuff there, her socials and her websites and all of that. Maybe you'll be able to get on a future trip to Italy.
I hope so because it's a blast.
All right, I've got to get signed
get
up.
On,
get my name in the queue.
Yeah, get your name in the email list so that you know when the new trips are coming out.
All right, cool, for sure. Well, thanks for being here today.
Thanks
Is
for
there
having me.
Any parting words you'd like to leave our audience with?
Pink is the color of unconditional love, so wear it often and be kind.
Oh, very good. Thanks, Jenna.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for donating to Food Hugs. That's so cool.
You're welcome.
The content of this podcast is educational in nature and not intended as any form of or substitute for personalized investment advice. Melissa Myers owns Bayou Financial Planning, LLC, which does business as MMG Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor, providing personalized investment advice under a standard agreement for a fee.